Hello everyone, welcome back to the next chapter. This time I want to guide you through the process of updating a Windows node. To begin with, just referencing back to our documentation in the previous video, we talked about how to set up a node on Windows. And if you scroll a little bit down on the documentation, you will also find installations for updating a node. And in this case, we are specifically interested in updating the Windows node. Now, first things first, before we do any changes to the existing node, make sure that you create a backup folder of it. I believe this is the wrong folder. This is just the installation setup. There we go. So previously, we did the following. We have created a local folder called Crosser, and then I have created another folder which indicates the node version. Now, this is not necessarily required, but it makes it a bit simpler in my perspective to update the node. So this is what we have at the moment, and in the next step, I want to install a newer version of the node, which is version 5.01. So I just create a new folder for this as of now, which is obviously empty. Next thing is we have to extract, first of all, we have to download, and then we have to extract the new installation files. I have downloaded them already. So we can just go through this once again, go into the Win Service folder, and as previously, copy everything into the folder where we want to install the node. Once this is done, similar to the regular installation, we need to make sure that we are allowed to execute the installation script. So we unblock it, and that should be good. Now, what we have at the moment is we have two folders, 5.00, which is the currently running node, and 5.10, which just have the installation files at the moment. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to turn down the existing node. Turning down meaning stopping the service. This can either be done from the service console or via PowerShell commands. That's up to you. So first of all, you stop it, and then afterwards we remove it. So what I'm going to do is I will stop the service from here. And then removing the service is unfortunately not possible from this Windows console. At least I'm not aware of any possibility here. So we need to use the PowerShell again. Depending on the version of your PowerShell, the commands are a bit different. I know that I have to use this one to remove the service. And this should then kind of generate the output that the service has been removed. Important to understand that this really only removes the service. It does not remove the local files. So what we end up with is still the both of the folders. Now, what we want to do is we want to move everything. We want to update the node, right? We don't want to reset it up and use new credentials and then redeploy flows and all that stuff. We just want to use whatever was deployed already and configured in version 5. So all we need to do is to copy the data folder into the host folder of the new node. The data folder contains everything, the credentials, the app settings, logs, flows, flow resources, assemblies, everything that you need to run the node and the flows. So then we can simply navigate into the new folder. And here we should then have the installation script again. And if we execute the script, it should run the install again. This should look familiar to what we have done in the previous video. Now, one important thing is, since we have copied the data folder the node already knows about the node ID, access key, and all that stuff. So in this case, we can just press enter to skip the step of adding a new node ID or access key. We could add them if we want to register a new node, but we just want to update them. So all we need is to click through this with enter, and then the node should use the previous node ID and access key, and then we should be able to run the node again. Service seems to be started. Let's see if we see a new node here. Yes, we do. We see also that it has used the new folder. So that looks good. And now, as a result, the new or the kind of new node version should also be reported to the Crosshair Control Center. This looks fine as well. And that's basically it. All right, I will leave it to this. Thank you for listening in. Talk to you in the next one.